So I've just watched Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, so here are my thoughts about it. Like, fun fact, I'm not a huge, Mission Impossible fan, but for the sake of this review, I watched like a few Mission Impossible movies like Fallout and also Dead Reckoning. And man, in my opinion, I think Fallout is the best like Mission Impossible movie, even though I haven't, seen all the Mission Impossible movies, but I've seen Fallout, and also Dead Reckoning, and I thought Dead Reckoning was really good. So watching this movie gave me like high expectations, and not to mention that I love Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise has to be, if not one of my top 5 actors. So yeah. So let's get to the things that I don't like about this movie before we get to the things that I love about this movie. So the first thing that I don't like in this movie is the first hour of this movie. Bro, I'm not joking when I say this, but the first hour for this movie has to be, if not the worst first hour of a movie in my life. It's just like 99% of the time is just talking. Like, yeah, there is a few action sequences that happen in the first hour of the movie, but like 99% of the time is just talking. And I fell asleep 2 times in the first hour of the movie without going halfway into the movie yet. But I feel like the movie keeps getting better and better after the first hour of the movie. And my second complaint is the villain. Like, they built up a really good villain in Dead Reckoning only to die like a cartoon character in The Final Reckoning. Like, bro, like legit, not gonna lie, when the villain died by an airplane or something like that, I legit like laughed, not gonna lie, because how goofy it is. And also the amount of flashbacks that are in this movie is insane. But that's gonna be it for the things that I don't like about this movie. So now let's go to the things that I love about Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning. So the first thing that I love about this movie is the action. Like, come on, it's a Mission Impossible movie, so you expect really good action in this movie. But in my opinion, there are only like a few action sequences that I actually do like about this movie. That being the underwater sequence and also the plane sequence. But man, I'm not joking when I say this, but those 2 sequences literally make my anxiety level go up, because I'm afraid of heights and also water. So seeing those sequences literally made me want to jump out of my seat. And the fact that Tom Cruise did it all like real, like, it's just insane. My man is like insane. Speaking of Tom Cruise, I think he's also a really good thing in this movie. I think he does a really good job. I'm pretty sure if you think of Mission Impossible, you would think of Tom Cruise, the action, the iconic theme song, and also the story itself. That's what make like Mission Impossible so special, because of Tom Cruise. And yeah, in this movie, he does a really good job. I don't have a lot of things to say about this movie, because considering that this movie is like almost 3 hours long. But all I know is the action is really good. Tom Cruise does a really good job in this, as always. But my only problem, man, if they only make the first hour of the movie really good, and so is the villain having a good death or something like that, I feel like this movie will be, if not the best Mission Impossible movie. Like, it's worthy. Like, this movie is worthy to be, if not the best Mission Impossible movie yet. But it's just the freaking first hour of the movie, and so is the villain's death, that make this movie, like, not the best Mission Impossible movie. But I think, in my opinion, this movie is really good, but it's not necessarily mean it's perfect. I mean, it still has its flaws. But overall though, I think this movie is really good. So that's why I'm gonna give Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning a 4 out of 5. Okay, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's a really good movie, but it's not perfect or it's not bad either. I just think it's really good. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be it for my review. Next up is probably Sinners, because I watched it recently. So yeah, I wanna do a review about it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna upload it in the next few days. So yeah.